Good morning, everybody. Shift Your Mindset here with a new episode. And the episode of today is Cover Your Tracks. If someone is covering their tracks, you'll already be suspicious. Why not being honest? Why not just spill it out? Give an explanation for what you did. Just covering the tracks makes it more secret. We're gonna go a little bit back to memory lane. I believe 2016, the moment I was still in, I know I was at a convention and I was watching this video.
It feels so good to be with my family and friends. When I'm with the brothers and sisters in our congregation, it's the best place I could be. My children and I are so happy now. But it hasn't always been this way. My parents were missionaries when my mom got pregnant with me. Mom and Dad were very zealous, and people just assumed that I would follow in their footsteps. And for a while I did. I was the model child who was always held up as an example. Sure, the attention boosted my self-confidence, but it also put me under enormous pressure. It was like everyone was watching me, and I couldn't make a mistake. In my mid-teens, I began to feel torn. I liked the truth, but I felt so confined. I didn't tell anyone how I felt. I just pretended everything was all right and went through the motions. I envied kids who didn't have to live under so many restrictions. And if they got the truth later in life, they got to experience the best of both worlds. I thought maybe things would improve after I graduated high school. But then at my new job, I met Eric. He truly understood me. He made me feel special. And I loved him. I loved him. In many ways, I felt free. For the first time in my life, I could just do what I wanted. It wasn't long before our relationship became intimate. I felt guilt at first, but after a while, it just seemed that this is what two people who love each other do. And I was willing to give up everything for him. Everything. Looking back, my parents tried hard to do the right thing. To do things Jehovah's way. But because I didn't have a hatred for what's bad, I couldn't see anything wrong with my choices. This eventually led me to do things I later regretted. I ended up getting disfellowshipped.
Sonja Ericsson has been disfellowshipped.
It crushed my whole family.
Sonja Ericsson is reinstated as one of Jehovah's Witnesses.
I was so happy. The brothers and sisters welcomed me very warmly. getting back together again with my family and Jehovah made me feel so good. I knew this is where I needed to be, and I didn't ever want to leave again. But when I'm alone, I struggle with whether Jehovah has really forgiven me. One time I was so distraught that I called my father for help. He comforted me with the words of Isaiah 1 verse 18, where Jehovah says that our sins, which are like scarlet or crimson cloth, can become white like snow. Then my father related the Bible account of Manasseh. Manasseh did on a grand scale what was bad in Jehovah's eyes to offend him. He even sacrificed his sons in false worship. Eventually, Manasseh genuinely repented, and Jehovah forgave him. This Bible account touched me deeply. Now, I have to be willing to forgive myself. If Jehovah was willing to forgive the sins of Manasseh, as bad as they were, surely he has forgiven me. What a blessing to understand that Jehovah forgives in a large way. And now, I'm truly happy.
For the ones who recently got out, we all know what video this was. This was being loyal to Jehovah and shunning the heck out of people, even the people you love. But I wanna have 1 minute of silence, please. No, we'll make it 10 seconds of silence. Because this sister, this video is about, Sonja Ericsson, she is gone. She is no longer there. So please, let's have us 10 seconds of silence in memory of Sonja Ericsson. No, I'm kidding. But she's gone. This video is gone from the Jehovah's Witness website. It's been removed. If you search now, you do it to the Watchtower online library, you come to the homepage. It's now about Halloween. And if you click on the website, it's a dead end. You go to the article in 2017, I believe, the ministry workbook, and then the link is no longer there. It's only plain text. So Sonja Ericsson, the woman who got into a relationship at the work, I believe, and was having sex and was not repentant, was disfellowshipped. That term is gone now, but it's not about the term being disfellowshipped. It's about how it looks to the outside world. Because otherwise said, yeah, this video, this fellowshipping is now removing. But they don't want the governments to know that they are still practicing the same thing as we see in that video. And she was calling her mother because she wanted to talk to them, and the mother saw the phone lighting up and left the phone on the counter in the kitchen. And then it was a loving arrangement from Jehovah. Lord, so loving arrangement. But for me, it's clear that they're covering their tracks. It's not about the word, this fellowshipping, and now it's removing, because you could make the same movie with just to cut and paste another word in it. but they are moving those videos because of Norway. Norway withdrew the funding because of the shunning policies. And there is not much changed in the religion about shunning, because they are still gonna disfellowship people, but they call it removing. You don't have a judicial committee, but a committee of elders it's now. And maybe, okay, it's a little bit easier to come back, quicker to come back, but there is no difference that much in the whole policy about shunning. Because if you are removed, people can socially interact with you. Only in the Kingdom Hall they can say some words to you, but it's not that important. So it's not about the whole policy, it's about, because the policy stays the same for 99%, but it's about they want to cover their tracks because they know they get a lot of heat in their necks. People are all over it because of those shunning policies. So people, my message for today, this weekend, don't get fooled by the governing body, because they are not doing it in the interest of some words who are changed, but they want to cover their tracks and expose themselves to the world as that they changed completely and removing, and what, shunning? No, we are only removing people now and it's a whole different ball game. And then the word salad can start again in court, where there is a lot of problems for them because of the shunning policies and the effects on shunning on people and how they treat people. And in the front, it's now gone. There's no shunning anymore. So all those videos who people can use in court to pinpoint the problems, they are gone. But behind the back doors where the people can see it, they are still being the same. So my message for today is, don't get fooled by people. Be a critical thinker and examine for yourself why these things are getting removed and erased from the website, from everything, without telling you, without knowing. Most people don't even know it. And what's the effect on the organization? Or are they just doing it for themselves to look better to the outside world? A world they shouldn't care about. Because if they have Jehovah's backing, if they have Jehovah's blessing, you can do anything and nobody can touch you. But they are now moving around like a snake because of the world who is watching them and all those extremely dangerous policies they have. It's just to make them, the governing body, look better. It's not about the interest of the people, it's about how they are represented into the world. So people don't get fooled by other people or by an organization who wants to control you. But just think for yourselves. Shift your mindset and start with critical thinking. Thank you guys for this episode. We see each other on the next one. Have a wonderful weekend and we see each other in the next video. And let me know what you think about this. So, all remember Sonja Ericsson. This video is already stored on other websites, so it will be there forever. But the governing body tries and tries and tries and tries to remove everything can be held against them. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.